member representing Korabas and Karani in Eastern Obolo. I'm from Akwa Ibom State. I move that a bill for an act to repeal the Export Prohibition Act, Cap E22, Law of the Federation of Nigeria 2004, to remove the restrictions placed on exportation of agricultural produce from Nigeria and for other related matters be read the second time as so moved.
My name is Repeal. I represent the Federal Constituency and I'm from Lagos State. I rise to support the bill that the Export Prohibition Bill be repealed for the second time. I so move. I use second.
On the 16th of February 1989, we showed that the bill is obsolete and therefore need to be repealed. The bill placed restriction on some items like cassava, maize, yam tuber, cassava tuber, and derivative from all such products for export. And the worst is that one of the punishments and the penalty for exporting this product is a life imprisonment. That's what it is, and for feature of aircraft, movable and immovable assets that are used in the course of the export. It is important that we repeal this bill in view of their desire for diversification of our Nigerian economy, to boost agriculture at the commercial level, to increase our earning, create job opportunities, and provide a stable environment for economic growth in Nigeria. Honorable colleagues, it was on this note that I crave the indulgence of my dear colleagues that you support the repeal of this bill. I so submit.
Simply because now we are diversifying our economy and we need forex. We have scarcity of forex now. Even the airline operators are leaving because there's no forex. So we have every good reason why we should support this bill. When this prohibition was made, that time our economy was good and the oil was fair. But this time around, it is not so because of what we have at the moment. People are going into agriculture. If we produce en masse, if we produce in good quantity, there is no way we just consume it. So it is good that this bill is repealed to enable people to export their products for us to earn foreign exchange. It's a very straightforward bill. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, I support that this bill goes for second reading. Thank you.
Of this motion, Mr. Speaker, this is the right time to implement this bill because a country like Nigeria, whose money, the value of our money have gone down, and the only solution to revive that is through export. And if we have laws that prohibit us from exporting some of our agricultural products, which is the main thing now, because the government is preaching that everybody should go back to land, because we have seen that the value of oil is no more there. So if we are going back to agriculture and we can't export these goods out of the country, then it means we have not started. So it is the right time for us to pass this bill with the speed of the light so that our farmers can start exporting the agricultural produce out of the country, and I believe that is the only way out for us to make our Naira very, very valuable again. Thank you.
German. Firstly, let me thank our dear colleague for bringing this to the floor of this House. This is an era we want to move away from oil and encourage agriculture. How do we encourage agriculture? If all of these items that are listed here in this schedule, beans, cassava tuber, maize, rice, yam tubers, all products or derivatives of items 1 to 5, and all imported food items are banned not to be exported out of Nigeria. How do we encourage agriculture? That certainly is not a way to encourage agriculture. And that is only done in those days because our people had traditional and subsistence agriculture. We have moved away from subsistence agriculture, and for us to commercialize agriculture, it follows that this bill is very, very relevant. And in doing so, it will encourage industrialization, it will encourage mechanical ways and practices of agriculture. It will encourage employment generation. It will encourage infrastructural development. And like one of my colleagues noted, the much talked about foreign exchange can equally be earned through the commercialization and the exportation of these items that have been banned. Honorable colleagues, let us also note that this is the time that the brain plays. This is the time that ideas rule the world. And we will all agree that research and development in our country is going down on a daily basis. And for our own products to be accepted internationally, it means that this bill will encourage research and development. It follows also that our universities, our tertiary institutions will equally be tasked. And therefore, I urge us to support this bill and pass this bill into law. Thank you.
Plateau State. Mr. Speaker, I rise to lend my voice on this very important bill that seeks to rejuvenate our economy back to life. All the items, like my colleagues have said, so listed, Mr. Speaker, you will see that many of them are presently or have been exported out of this country. But because the law prohibits anyone from exporting them out of this country, they are usually exported through smuggling activities. And by that means, the country cannot earn the right revenue from the export of these same products. I want to give a clear example of Irish potato that is produced so much in my constituency. Mr. Speaker, we lose almost about half of what we produce in every rainy season because the market is usually choked up. And you find out that at that time, the demand will be low, and then the patronage in our local markets will also be low, even though the price is crashed up to the rock bottom. And I think if we allow this bill to pass into law and allow the exportation of some of these products out of the country, it will earn more resources for the farmers, and indeed our country will also benefit through the revenues that will be collected at the ports by custom and other government officials. So I urge all colleagues to support this bill, that it be passed for a second reading. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honestly, I want to start by congratulating my good friend for deeming it timely to bring this bill on the floor. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, time changes, and as time changes, we have to go with the times. The initial reason for the ban was actually to make sure that we maintain our self-sufficiency within the economy, which is very important. However, things are changing with the downturn of our only commodity, which is crude oil. This government find it important to look inward And the government is doing everything humanly possible to put structures in place that would have agriculture. So if we are doing this and we have surplus, or at least we are expecting to have surpluses from this our agricultural produce, then it is only reasonable for us to look for markets elsewhere. History has shown that Nigeria has supported so many economies around its borders in terms of exporting goods. So, Mr. Speaker, for us to have
this bill, which seeks to repeal the Export Prohibition Act, which bans the importation and exportation of some agricultural produce in Nigeria. Well, it's a timely, this bill is very timely because it's a cure for our current ailment in this country. When the law was enacted, like it was said earlier, it was to ensure food security. But today, our major challenge is diversification of our economy through the promotion of agricultural production and exportation to boost our foreign exchange earning. The truth really now is that all these items are being exported, but illegally, creating opportunities for those that are supposed to enforce this law to exploit the exporters. Because if you go to European countries and America and Canada, you will, in African food stores, you will find all this produce over there. So,
those against it say nay. I submit. Clerk is invited to read the long title of the bill.